Greetings, little Honda bros that underestimated me. The plan here is to get the headlights dialed in. Step one, get the headlights, get them installed, figure out what I'm working with. Step two, figure out what I'm going to do with bulbs. Am I going to do some crazy weird LED thing? Am I going to do some old school stinky yellow lights? What am I going to do? Am I going to keep the stock ones? Am I going to change them? What do I do about the fact that these are JDM lights and, you know, they kind of point wonky because they're designed for a right-hand drive car. So what do we do about all these things? But mainly, what do we do about the fact that there's a giant hole in the Civic Type R lights that the USDM lights don't have? So we're going to figure that all out today. I bought a bunch of stuff. I think I got the right stuff, but we're going to find out if it works. And so what I have here is some replacements for the bulbs that are there. So I got some amber. They're like slightly less amber looking in appearance. PY21Ws for the turn signals. Philips Osram. I think these are is Osram Philips. Guess not. I thought it was Philips. I guess it's its own brand. Yeah, well, you learn something new every day. I thought all this time they were made by Philips, but I don't think they are. So I have a German address on them. And so I've got some turn signal replacements to try. I've got some main lights. So I do some Osram Nightbreakers to try, and then matching fog lamp bulbs. So these should theoretically match and give us a little more output. I think the bulbs in the car are like 2700K or 3000 or something like that. So these should move us up to about 4200, something like that equivalent. And then we'll see how these look. These are Osram 4000 Kelvin, or it says up to 4000 Kelvin for the city lights. And so Matt from ICB sent me, I guess these are Honda side marker lights, probably for like an S2000. And I think that they actually snap and clip into the city light location, which we'll show you in a minute here. And then I've got two different wiring harnesses. One from, I think it's Wiring Innovations out of Orlando, just sent me these. So we have these, and then also this is Zerg Industries. This is what Matt from ICV sent me, where basically these little harnesses have two sides, right? So one clips into the, I guess one clips into the city light, and then the other clips into the to the factory turn signal light, or driving lamps or whatever. So when you turn the lights on, then the turn signal lights come on, and then we have a sort of a jumper, if you will, and that's what this does do. So theoretically, this should be plug and play. I'm really unclear how the city lights operate, but we're gonna figure it out. So that's the plan. So let's get set up here. I'm gonna go through the fender liner to get to the turn signal. I think we'll do the passenger side first because there's more room. It's a little easier, and then I'll do the driver's side second. So let's get moving. All right. First thing we need here is I'm putting gloves on, because the last thing you want to get on your high output bulbs are finger oils, because if you do that, you'll basically burst the filament almost, in a relatively short period of time. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pull out the main bulb. I was able to pull the reservoir out of the way, and I didn't mean to do that, but I unplugged it there, which is fine. And then there's a little clip. You push the clip in and up, and we drop out the bulb. So there's our factory bulb. And then what we'll do is I'll show you the difference in light on right versus left once we get this done. And here's our new Osram, whatever you want to call it. Get this open away from the car. It looks quite a bit more sophisticated, but still a, you know, traditional incandescent light bulb. Just make sure we match up, and we do. So when we're at it, I might as well put the main bulb in first. I find it easier to kind of look through the headlight. I was going to say, this should be extremely easy to lock in place. Our bulb is in. Okay, so now we'll leave the power aside here. Some dielectric grease on there so it doesn't look like I need to add any. And then let's plug our city light in. First, before I put a bulb on it, let's see if it actually fits. Certainly looks like it will. Perfect. Nice. So then we take our little blade style bulb. Let's hope we got the right ones. We did. Nice. Now you could do these in amber as well. I decided to try them in a matching color temp. There we go. Nice. Cool. Okay. So let's take our turn signal bulb out. So this has a Molex looking typical plug, and this is where we're gonna jump off of this. So I'm pulled the little plastic rivet off of the fender liner, and so I'm just going in through that fender well. I can't get this one piece to release. Man. There we go. Okay. So I can kind of pull the bulb assembly out the side here, take my word for it. There we go. All right, so there's our bulb assembly. I don't know that this bulb really needs to be replaced, but we'll do these kind of hybrid amber ones. I don't know if these are correct. Well, we're going to stick with the stock ones then. So what I'm dealing with here is there's little locating pins, and the locating pins are different on this. Yeah, these are different bulbs, not the same kind. Well, that's a waste of whatever, 20 bucks. So this harness, one is going to go in to the factory, the other is going to plug into the turn signal, and then this is going to route through and connect our city light. Okay, well, let's hope I can get this thing back in here. So I don't think it's easy. It wasn't easy when I had the light off, and so this will come up through. We'll tie that up nicely in the fender well there. We'll zip tie it all up. Put a rubber grommet back in place. The other good thing about getting the city lights done is that I won't end up with a bunch of water in the headlights. All right, let's see if it works. No. Oh, crap. Let's try that other harness and see if the other one works. Okay, so that first harness didn't work, but I'm glad the dude from Orlando sent me, I think it's called Wiring Innovations, sent me one, because this one actually works. So, it just has an extra wire, maybe for like an extra light. Maybe it's for a couple of different series of cars. So I had it all working outside of the car. So now I plug the city light back in. So let's see, how do the city lights even work? Does it work when I do just daytime running lights, I guess? Or just so nothing on right now, right? Is it on now? Yeah. Okay, so you can run it amber sides and then the little daytime, little running light there. It's kind of useless. But I'm mainly concerned with having the hole plugged. And then, does that thing match? Yeah, matches perfectly. Nice. Sweet. Something actually freaking worked for once. The Civics are too easy. And these bulbs, I think they kind of break in. Now, one of the concerns everybody has is that in Japan, they don't have a shroud. They're like a deflector, a light deflector. And so you're staring at the bulb. So what I need to make sure is I set the level. So once I do the other side, I'll get this all buttoned up and then we'll adjust the levels of the lights. So let's see, do we notice any difference in color temp? Slightly. Actually, while we're over here, let's do our fog lamp as well. We gotta figure out how to do that. So I'm just gonna tape this up here. This is the extra outlet on the harness. Not 100% sure what it's for, but I'm just gonna add some fancy electrical tape here to make sure it doesn't get wet inside. We got ourselves a functioning headlight, people. Don't underestimate me, little Honda bros. You might learn something you hang around here. Learn perseverance. Learn how to execute. Maybe you can stop working at McDonald's soon. Start dreaming about a better car. Instead of yelling at me about how I've ruined my Civic. It's funny. I bet you all the people yelling at me about ruining my super nice Civic are the same ones that are allergic to a vacuum cleaner in their cars. It's nothing worse. Here's a little tip. If you're gonna start making YouTube videos, before you make the video, vacuum the darn carpet so you don't look like a scumbag. It's a tip from me to you, Uncle Matty. Let me look at this fog light. Just take the screw out, pop the cover off. I've never actually messed. I didn't have fog lights on mine back in the day. Even if I did, that was a long time ago. I'm not sure that I would have remembered anyway. I take these off. Can I just get to the back? These are an H3. Uh-oh. Nope. Shoot. Now I've really messed up. I got the darn Honda manual sitting over there, but You all know I'm not so good at reading manuals. Everything else on a Honda is so simple. It can't be this hard to change the darn fog lights. How the heck does that work? That's gonna be all out of aim, all aimed funky. I have to go freaking Google this. There's just no way to get in there. All right, so I looked online. I looked in the manual, like the giant, whatever you call that, the service manual. Nothing on these darn things. So there's 4 bolts. Don't take the leveling one out. I'll put that one back in. But there's 4 screws. A keyhole the thing in. So I'm guessing it's best to just take it apart. Okay. There's the ray brig. Now, I think you've got to take these 4 screws out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All to replace a bulb that doesn't need to be replaced. But I want them to match. All right, fog lights have gotten so, I guess because of modern HIDs and LEDs, you don't need a separate fog light. Pretty sophisticated little assembly we got here just to change a bulb out. I'm going to throw off the whole thing. Okay. Pull this little wire out of the way. I see. Never messed with anything like this before. Does this just pull out? Yeah, okay. It doesn't look factory, does it? It's blue. H3 looks super Honda boy. Well, you better hope you do this right. You don't want to have to put it back in again or take it apart again. It only goes in one way. Oh yeah, it fits in one way. It's good. You don't need to take any of the body panels or the under tray panels off, but you do need to take the light out. Now we know. And knowing's half the battle, Honda kids. But you see how nice it is dealing with a clean Civic, not some rusted out jank version that I'd have to buy all new stuff. So all the stuff would have to be new. It would cost me so much more money. I would much rather be working with a clean, well-maintained example, changing out bulbs and things like that on a car like this than a 180,000 mile version that I bought for 2,800 bucks. Just not my style. Well, we got it out here. Let's clean it up a bit. A little OptiClean. Let's plug it in. Make sure it works before I start mounting everything back in place. Before I put the car down, let's fix this so you don't need to take any of the underbody panels off. But here's the deal, kids. Showing you the process, the real, not the magic EDM drop with the answer. is the way to go. I want to know how it really went, not how you magically became an overnight mechanic sensation. Is it working? We're off to a good start. Does it look identical? Shoot, it's more yellow. But it matches the headlights. Yeah, the ones that were in there are like a cooler blue. That's okay. I think these are better quality bulbs. Check out this sick keychain that we're working on. Look at that thing. Like a gunmetal, a weathered gunmetal look. I'm pumped about that. Okay, let's go back up, put this back together. I'm gonna put it on the ground. We're gonna make the room black. We're gonna use the cabinets across the back here, kind of set the level. And so I'll adjust, so the height adjustment is here. That's how we adjust how, you know, where the what do we call the fog lamps, where they go. Okay, so I'm going to do the driver's side, which will be the same procedure, and then we'll come back to you and show you the leveling process, which I don't know how to do, but I'm going to figure it out, and then we'll wrap up the video. All right, so we've got the car off the wall as far as I can get it. And it's actually pretty good. So if you think about this logically, you want, oncoming traffic's on the left-hand side. In Japan, it's on the right-hand side. And so the way this is set up, I want the left-hand beam to be slightly down and the right-hand beam to be more mid, if you will. So Katie Bell, you see that line on the wall there? So this one, the right hand seems to be a little bit high. So you say, watch it, tell me if it's moving down. Chase, get out of there. You're in my shadow. Well, that looks pretty darn good. What are you doing? See, I think I can probably come up with it a little bit. So I think both beams needed to go down a tiny bit so we're not flashing anybody. But the interesting thing is I noticed that these lights don't have, even not having the reflector isn't that big of a deal. So having the little light cup. All right, watch out, KB. So now we need to go down, I think, a little bit.
Smaller than yours. My whole hand can fit in there.
Yeah, maybe I should have you be the mechanic. What do you think?
No, I don't want to do that.
So I want to come down a little bit with it.
Nope. Back.
It's not so easy to get a ratchet on it. She's helping with the headlight install. Can't get this thing. There must be some sort of tool that goes down through this, because it's darn near impossible to get in here. Turn the darn thing.
Get in there.
Yeah, but you don't know what to do.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what to do.
Dang it. Well, that one's staying like that because I can't freaking get it. I think it's good. I think the passenger needs to come down a little bit more. I think the driver's, even though I can't reach it, I think it's good. And then I'm gonna bring the fog light down a little bit. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Then we'll find out if people are flashing me on the streets. I think that's a pretty good height. My M3 is up higher, closer to here. But again, without any diffusion, the passenger side is slightly higher. Man, those amber lights look so good, actually. So that's a wrap on the headlight project. I'm really pumped that the darker chrome inside of the Civic Type R headlights, you can very clearly adjust them whatever height you need. So this argument of buying JDM headlights and them not being aimed the right way, you just simply adjust them. Seems pretty simple to me. There's several options while you're using the lights. You have the option to just turn the ambers, and when the ambers are on, you turn city lights on. That's position 1. Then you have another option where you can turn just headlights. So the headlights, city lights, and amber lights would all be on at position 2. And then of course you have the button on the left-hand side of the dash that allows you to switch and turn on and off your fog lights. One thing you can't do is you can't turn the fog lights on with the city lights and the amber lights. Hope that's helpful to you that are thinking of doing something like this or interested in changing bulbs and fog lamps, because I couldn't find any videos or any real write-ups on the stuff. So now we'll have it, now it exists. So next project on this will probably be maybe short shifter, maybe header, I'm not sure. I just paid John from LHT for the engine swap, so that'll be in the next month or two. I also booked the trip up to Boston to do the audio system, so that'll be coming. But yeah, the Civics start to come together. I guess the next project will be, you'll see the fender rolling, and then we had to remove some dents from the fender rolling, but we were able to do it without any cracking the paint. And then shortly after that, we'll have a video up on the wheels and test fitting some of the different wheel setups. So thanks for watching. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. My Civics come together, one piece at a time. Catch you soon.